Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to another week of e-learning. I won't take up too much of your time this morning. I just want to quickly go through what we're going to be doing this week. Here on out, we're going to continue to further our education on the job aspect. You went through searching for a job 2 weeks ago. Last week, you went through applying for a job with applications. Now, we're going to get into the actual cover letter and letter of interest that a lot of companies are going to be asking for. All right, and I'll go through those notes here in a minute, but let's take a look at the weekly assignment. So, on that same document you've been looking at for the past 5 weeks, um, make sure you look at it. All right. So suggested days, since it's only a Tuesday through Friday week, 4-day week, those are the only days you're expected to work. All right. Your assignment will be the cover letter. All right. That's going to be what's due on Sunday by midnight. So make sure you get that done, and it will be turned in to Canvas. All right. So that's the only thing I have down here for you, and then we'll go through these notes right now. All right. So whenever you get to Canvas, you'll click on your modules. All right, you'll always see it. It's going to come down here. Now, week 5 is just simple, the same thing that's on that previous page. All right, click on the cover letter notes, view the notes, look at the example, make your own, and then turn it in. Okay, so we'll go back, and then you should see the cover letter assignment down here. All right, so I went ahead and I put the cover letter example, and then right here where it says login, that'll have your notes. Since I am under an unregistered student, it doesn't pop up for me, but I can go to it right here. All right, so let's go over this just real quick. It won't take too long. Um, so like I said, cover letters, you'll also hear it called letter of interest. Okay, so if you ever see that, make sure that you remember it's cover letter. All right, so the purpose of this is just to message an employer and express your interest in a certain position that is available at their company and politely requesting, not demanding, an interview with them. Okay, so the format wise, you'll have it typed, never written. Okay, always type it up on a computer, save it as a Google Doc, save it as a Word document, however you want to save it, but it needs to be done on the computer. All right, don't make it some random font like Wingdings or anything like that, script. Make sure it is like Arial, Times New Roman, something block formatted. Make sure you're using professional language in it, and then it is either emailed or dropped off in person. All right, and always attached with a resume. Okay. Now, one thing that I have come across before in the past, all right, and I forgot to talk about it last time with the applications. Make sure that you have a professional email address. Okay. It's time to get rid of the baseball all-star 22 at yahoo.com. All right. Get rid of those type of emails. Make sure you have a professional one. Really simple one would be your first name, then your last name at gmail.com, or first name dot last name at Yahoo. Okay, however you want to do it, but you need to have a professional email whenever you start applying for jobs in the real life, the real world. Okay, so here's an example of what it should look like format wise. All right, so you have the date in which you are sending the letter and resume. All right, so if you're sending it today, then you can put today's date. That's perfectly fine. But if you're not sending it for 3 days, all right, make sure you date it 3 days in the future. All right. Uh, all these spaces, you'll press enter, enter. So that's one space in between. Then you'll put the contact name. So this is the contact name of the company in which you are contacting. Okay. So for our project wise, all right, I am the contact name. I am the creator. You're applying for my job at my company. So it would be Scott Straley. Company name is Fresh and Fit. And then you would put the address of my company, which I have on a later screen. Okay. Then you'd press enter to get to this blank spot. Enter again, so there's a space in between. And then you'd put dear Mr. or Miss whoever. And that's the first part. Okay. Um, we'll move on to that. So this is the opening like I told you. Okay, dear Mr. Whoever, but make sure you do not put to whom it may concern. Always figure out who you need to send it to. If you don't know, call HR. Okay, so for our project wise, it'll be dear Mr. Straley. Now, here's the main bulk of your cover letter. All right, first paragraph will be your opening. All right, it's just 2 to 3 sentences. It's nothing crazy. It's not a traditional paragraph where it needs to be 5 to 7 sentences, just 2 to 3. All right, this is expressing your interest in the position, what position you're applying for, how you heard about it. All right, and then the reason for in which you are writing to that company. Then you'll press enter, come down to your second paragraph. All right, this is going to be the body of your cover letter. You're trying to sell yourself to that company. All right, so it's your basic qualifications for it. So make sure that you use words that they used in their post or in their ad. All right, so if they say that we want reliable people, we want team players, then you want to make sure that you put that kind of stuff into your cover letter showing that you've read their post. Make sure you put any experience that is relevant to that position. All right, so if you've been a cook before in a restaurant and you're applying for another one, then you want to make sure that you put that on there. If you've never been a cook, don't sell yourself short and be like, oh, I've never been a cook before, but I think I'd be great at it. All right, make sure that you build yourself up instead of building yourself down. Make sure you put your classes that would help you at that position, your GPA, stuff like that. And then the last point for that body paragraph would be any highlights of your career. So if you've been employee of the month, attendance award, etc. Press enter a couple times to get to your closing. All right, another 2 to 3 sentences. Your third paragraph is just a polite request of an interview. So an example that would be, I'd be happy to provide more information in a formal interview. Okay, it's not demanding, it's saying, I want to have an interview tomorrow. And then make sure you put your contact info, what time is best to reach you. Since I'm a teacher, it's hard for people to reach me during the day, all right, if we're at school, because if someone calls me at 10:30, I have class. I'm not going to be able to answer it. So I want to make sure that I tell them when the best time to reach me would be. All right, and then professional email names, I touched base with that earlier in the video. So just make sure you have a professional email. All right, you don't have to have a professional email for this project, just in real life. And then your last little paragraph, it's your fourth one, is just a polite closing and thanking them for their time. Okay. So an example of that, thank you for your consideration. I look forward to hearing from you. And then you'll press enter a couple times, sincerely, enter 4 more times, and then type your name. Now, this space in between, all right, if you're doing this in real life, you want to leave that space in between sincerely and then your type name, because you want to be able to print it out, actually sign it with your real signature, and then scan it back into your computer. Now, I understand that might not be possible right now, so if you can't, that's perfectly fine. You can leave the signature part blank, but just make sure you type your name at the bottom. A couple do's and don'ts for it. Okay, I'll let y'all go over this. Won't take very long for you guys to look at. Now, here's all the information that you'll need whenever you are creating your own cover letter for this project. Okay, so make sure you complete it. All the information that you need for it is right here. So contact name, like I talked about, is me. Company, Fresh and Fit, my phone number for it. The address for Fresh and Fit, and then the position. So whenever you see positions, make sure you tell me what position you're applying for. That should be in your first paragraph. And then how you heard about it. So how you heard about it will be any job search site. So Indeed, Monster, whatever one you want to pick. Okay. Now, also on the cover letter part for Canvas, you'll see the example. So when you click the example, okay, remember you'll be able to click it and see it, but since I'm not a registered student, I can't. But this is what it would look like. Okay, so this is one of my old ones that I sent out to North Forney High School. Got the interview, but did not get the job, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. But this is the date in which I'm sending it. So I sent it in 2017. And here's the date. Here's the contact information. All right, so I sent it to Mr. Neil Weaver, North Forney High School. Then I put the address. Press enter. And then, dear Mr. Weaver, I didn't put dear to whom it may concern. All right, first paragraph right here. All right, so I would like to be considered for the teaching and head basketball coaching position at North Forney High School as advertised on tabc.org. Based on my qualifications, I believe that I'm a great fit for your campus. All right, so I told it exactly where I found it, the position, all right, and then why I'm writing. Okay, that all fell under that 2 to 3 sentence paragraph. Moving on to the second one, the enclosed resume outlines my qualifications, which I believe meet those indicated on TABC website. I have 7 years teaching experience, 4 years at the middle school level, and 3 years at the high school level. I'm certified in 3 different areas: 4-3 generalist, EC through 12 physical education, and 7 through 12 speech. Now, right here, I went ahead and talked about qualifications and experience. So right there, I've taken care of two things I need to take care of. Okay, making sure I tell them what I'm certified to teach. All right, that's a big one. Big one. That's the certification area that I mentioned earlier. All right, throughout my years in teaching, I've always received great reviews from my administrators, and as for the sports aspect, produced winning programs each year from football and basketball to softball and pole vault. Due to my experience with middle school and high school students, I believe I'm ready with the magenta head basketball coach. So why I'm talking to them and why I believe that I would make a great fit for their campus. Last portion of it, I would like the opportunity to discuss my qualifications and to schedule an interview time convenient for you and the hiring committee. I'm not demanding it. Okay, I'm just politely requesting one, and then I tell them when I can be best reached by. Okay. Last little paragraph, if you want to call it that, last sentence or statement. Thank you for your consideration. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, and then sincerely, and then remember this little spot right here is for your actual hand signature. Okay, so I would print it out, sign it, type my name, and then scan it back into the computer and then send it off. All right, and that's it. Okay, so it's nothing crazy when dealing with the cover letter. Now I do want to show you this. So if you're searching for jobs, so these are all current up-to-date jobs here in Texas for basketball coaches. Let's go down here to the Keller High School one. So if I click view details on it, I can scroll down. Now, this would be their ad or their post on the position. Notice it says letter of interest and resume will be emailed to Eric Pearson, and that tells me exactly who I need to send it to. So all the ads, posts, and all that should tell you where to send it. And notice it says letter of interest and resume. All right, so never send one without the other. Okay. So hopefully that helped you and walked you through it. Once you get the idea, come back, create your cover letter on Google Docs, and then submit it onto Canvas. All right, and once you finish with that, you're done for the week. Okay, so hopefully you had a great week, and then you're ready to start off this week even better. If for some reason you didn't turn in something from last week, you have a 0 right now, so make sure you get that to me, and then I can get that fixed. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Remind or on Canvas, and I'll be able to help you. All right. Y'all have a good day.